Shooting location Spice Rudy Ganapati Raman published May 30, 2018 7:30 p.m. Sacred Games, Netflix Rudy Ganapati Raman share tweet email Reddit print share tweet email Reddit print streaming platform Netflix's first original Indian show Sacred Games has been generating high interest, and rightly so. The 8-episode series, which will be available on Netflix from July 6, is packed with pedigree. Sacred Games has been directed by reputed filmmakers Anurag Kashyap and Vikramaditya Motwani and has a top-drawer cast that includes Saif Ali Khan, Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Radhika Apte. The adaptation of Vikram Chandra's 2007 novel of the same name revolves around police officers, the research and analysis wing, the underworld, corrupt politicians, shady godmen, and a nuclear bomb. Netflix's involvement will ensure that Indian talent gets a global platform, even though the novel is in English and the series will mostly be in Hindi. Netflix brings in a bunch of objectivity that you cannot see, Motwani said during a recent set visit. They have trusted us to write the show the way we wanted to, and they wanted a Hindi-language show. That was great because if it was in English, it would have started to feel fake after a point. Maharashtrian cops talking in English is strange. Saif Ali Khan plays Sartaj Singh, a police officer in Mumbai who investigates the mysterious circumstances surrounding the death of gangster Ganesh Gaitan, Nawazuddin Siddiqui. Radhika Apte plays a research and analysis wing officer who has been on Gaitan's trail. The cast includes Kubra Sate, Sarveen Chale, Girish Kulkarni, Pakistani actress Elnaz Norouzi, Lou Kenny and Karen Wahi. Sacred Games, 2018. While Chandra's book is set in the early 2000s, the show has 2016 as the backdrop. The spirit of the sprawling book, which is 928 pages long and goes back and forth between the past and present, will remain untouched, Motwani assured. It was a little difficult because your time gaps have to open up, he said. We stayed very true to the book in terms of Sartaj's character. Sartaj is a very passive character and it doesn't go well for drama or TV. So we have had to tweak a few things. His ex-wife is back too, Saif Ali Khan agreed with the filmmaker. If you have a passive character on screen, it becomes boring to watch, Khan said. Whereas a passive character in a book, you can understand how his mind works. Sartaj is a detective and a smart guy. The way he solves things is interesting. Part of our job as actors and directors is to find the drama in each moment to maximize and kind of dial that up. There is a lot of action and movement. Troubled and honest are the two words Khan used to describe Sartaj Singh. He is divorced and unlike some of the characters I have played, he is not at all comfortable with that, Khan said. He has also got problems with integrity as he wants to be an honest cop. He hasn't been very successful and one day this thing drops into his lap and this is the biggest thing ever. So he starts off by being depressed and dejected, and he has a chance to rise. He is a slightly damaged character. He has developed a kind of angst that has led to a dependency on Xanax, which he chews like chewing gum. Khan's preparation included sifting through the novel and numerous discussions with Motwani about the character. We are not bound by anything, but there is a book, Khan said. Books happen in a character's mind. Translating them on screen requires a very different kind of screenplay. I am by nature a little more energetic and upbeat. So one of the big changes was to really calm down on set and really slow down. They play the same game, but one follows the rules of justice. The other makes his own rules. Pic.twitter.com/tzd8Korea1, Sacred Games, @Sacred Games. TV, May 22, 2018. Sartaj Singh first appeared in Vikram Chandra's short story collection Love and Longing in Bombay in 1997. The writer was consulted during the scripting. Chandra is so research-intensive that so much of our questions were answered by him and we didn't have to go to another researcher, Motwani said. He has read the script and he has given us feedback and has helped us. He hasn't been too hands-on and neither has he been too hands-off. In Chandra's novel, the narrative trajectories between Sartaj Singh and Ganesh Gaitan intersect and then run parallel to one another for the most part. While Motwani has directed Sartaj Singh's parts, Anurag Kaushia has handled the Gaitan track. One was going the classic route of multiple directors taking up multiple episodes, Motwani said. But as we realized that the book follows two parallel stories, we decided that it would be kind of cool if both of us focused on different storylines. And as dates started clashing, in the end it was forced on us, but it was amazing. One section explores the communal riots in Mumbai in 1992 and 1993. There is also the prospect of a dirty nuclear bomb that needs to be found before it is too late. The concepts are as relevant as before, Motwani declared. Your nationalism and extremism are becoming so prevalent and governments are winning in places where you least expect them to, not only in India, but also in Turkey, USA and Russia, he said. It does make it scary in a sense for a potential threat. Welcome to Bombay, the great equalizer. pic.twitter.com/h4keysop8i, Sacred Games, @Sacred Games. TV, April 14, 2018. The one most keenly on the bomb's trail is research and analysis wing agent Anjali Mathur, played by Radhika Apt. Raw agents never get credit, Apt said. They go through so much and do some secretive work. It was really interesting to get to know about how they trained. You get prepared for isolation. For the longest time, women were not sent for field work because you have to really deal with weird people. And now there are more women going on field work. Playing an intelligence officer meant preparing for a profession, Apt declared. I was told that when I went on the field for a case as the character, I had to be so discreet, nobody should notice that you have come and gone. You cannot wear any jewelry that would make a sound or something that would catch attention. They know everything about guns, but are not allowed to carry a gun. All our impressions about raw agents are completely different. Apt's research included mimicking body language and physical traits. The preparation was basically chatting with Vikram, Motwani, about how he perceives the character and we put our ideas together, Apt said. At the end of it, Anjali is one of the strongest people because she thinks so much more differently than how a normal person does, going way ahead of them. Radhika Apt in Sacred Games, image credit, Netflix. One of the unlisted characters in Sacred Games is the city of Mumbai, which is vividly described by Chandra on the page and has been explored by Motwani in his films Trapped 2016 and Bhavesh Joshi Superstar 2018. This is a Mumbai series just like Trapped, so part of the challenge was also to see how this film will be different from my earlier works, Motwani said. There is something unique about Mumbai, Khan agreed. There is a method, but there is also chaos, the actor said. There is something very cinematic from the slums of Dharavi to the incredible mess that you would find in a records office. Sometimes we try and clean things up for the screen, but this time we are showing it for what it is. The novel has a lot of romance from Mumbai. I have shot in a lot of locations that would make people uncomfortable, and my threshold is pretty high. The locations are better than most movies I have worked in. What does a cop with no faith do in a city with no soul? pic.twitter.com/b3lurk7r, Sacred Games, @SacredGames. TV, May 15, 2018. Support our journalism by subscribing to Scroll Here. We welcome your comments at letters@scroll.in. Sacred Games, Saif Ali Khan Vikramaditya Motwani. Sponsored content by Published May 30, 2018, 6:47 a.m. Share tweet email Reddit print. Share tweet email Reddit print. Informal inheritance has an emotional value that can't be quantified. Holding on to grandmother's saris, an heirloom necklace, grandfather's rocking chair, etc. is a source of great comfort for many. Vintage and classic cars, too, evoke a sense of kinship among those who've inherited decades-old automobiles or spent years collecting them. These car owners describe an overwhelming love that one only reserves for friends and family. Take Madan Mohan for example. Vintage and classic car collector from Gurugram, he has spent years inquiring after Juna automobiles in remote parts of India. With scrap dealers as his sources, he would make his way to owners of these beauties. He describes his endeavor as a childish mission he undertook on an impulse with no knowledge of car restoration or maintenance. His collection now stands at 326 cars. In the video below, Madan Mohan talks of how he chanced upon a precious MG belonging to the Maharaja of Bhavnagar. Amit, meanwhile, chose to write a heartfelt letter to his MG which he restored with his own hands at the insistence of his father. He writes lovingly of the joy of creating a car, even with a lot of naysayers, and his father's what if that started him on this journey. Amit has invested 4 years' worth of sleepless nights and over-caffeinated mornings on his MG Midget. The Midget cars were greatly loved for being affordable, yet good-looking, sports cars through the 60s and the 70s. Watch Amit read his letter to his beloved MG Midget in the video below. Sarika, an educator by profession, relies entirely on her 56 MG Magnet. She even insisted on driving it to her school, which is barely 5 houses away. Sarika has lived with her MG since she was 9 years old. Her Sundays and holidays were spent assisting her father in maintaining their precious car. The MG Magnet was the toast of the 50s in England, and its popularity as an affordable sporty car continued to surge into the 60s. Over the years, Sarika says her Magnet has emerged as her best friend who has supported her through thick and thin. In video below, Sarika talks about her bond with her beautiful green MG Magnet. Adam, a former motor journalist, is an MG loyalist who has persevered for years to build an MG family. He, too, has built on his father's passion for MGs, and still owns and maintains the MG GT, a 2-door sports car his father had bought. In addition, both he and his wife drive the current generation of MGs, 2016 MG6, and the MG GS SUV respectively. A member of the MG Car Club, UK, Adam visited India to meet owners of classic MGs, one of whom offered to let him take his MG for a spin. Watch the video below to see Adam take a vintage MG T-Type for a drive on Delhi roads and talk about his personal efforts to get his hands on an MG. Adam is among the vintage car owners that continue to invest in the brand's contemporary offerings as well. MG's current fleet has a contemporary look while still retaining the unmistakable MG feel that longtime MG owners have come to value. To know more about MG in India, click here. And follow MG on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube for great pictures and videos of their cars. This article was produced by Scroll Brand Studio on behalf of MG Motor and not by the Scroll editorial team.